everybody to another review episode of Peacekeeper, brought to you by Big Gold Belt Media. Terrell, this time, Damien's not here with me, but he will be here next week. Episode 5 Peacekeeper, Monkey Dory. I gotta say, they did it again. They killed it. I don't know what it is about this show, but you need to be watching it. Like I said, if you tuned into our last review, you know this will be a spoiler. We will be spoiling it, so giving you the time to acclimate yourself right now. It's gonna be spoiled for you. All right. So last episode, we gonna found out that Marin, he is indeed being controlled by a butterfly. We found out when he's sitting down watching TV, licking whatever out of the bowl. The food supply that the butterflies eat, which we now find out from this episode. This episode had a lot of good things for me. We had the action, which I'll talk about. We'll have some of the relationships or the characters dealing with relationships with each other in this episode. And we bring back some familiar favorites. One of the big things they talk about in this episode is, of course, where we leave off. We found out that Peacekeeper finds out that John set up his dad to be framed for killing the girl who's being controlled by the butterfly. So he had all but good reason to kill her. And then in episode 2 or whatever, but they really go back and forth about why didn't he just choose somebody else? And of all the people, he cannot think under pressure. Like, of all the people, they literally name at least 30 or 40 different celebrities and different various people that they could have possibly have framed that wasn't his dad. And everybody's reasons, well, he's a racist, so it's okay, right? No, I mean, it's still the guy's father's way. He feels some type of way. It's the guy that raised him. So he, Peacekeeper feels some type of way about this. But that was one of the highlights, good funny scenes of this episode was him and John go back and forth, and of course him calling him Diabetes again, and Adebayo trying to explain to him that he has feelings and he needs to acknowledge that if he wants to be a member of the team. But that's just not what this is. He absolutely hates this guy for doing what he did and lying about it. No, this still doesn't feel like everybody's a family. Even though I feel like this episode definitely kind of strengthens that, like them as a team and kind of build an exercise. But they really do a good job of showing some of the character builds in this episode. Definitely one of my favorite episodes of ridiculous violence. Of course, my boy Vigilante and Hardcore and everybody getting this, but this time, Peacemaker comes with a new helmet. Then we've seen him grab all those helmets in that last episode. You see him use his new helmet, which now comes with X-ray freaking vision, which allows him to directly see who's a butterfly in the first place. Why didn't everybody just use this? So everybody's you just see, who's a butterfly. So as soon as they come into the warehouse, they're on a mission together. You see them come into the warehouse, and he just shoots somebody in the face without warning. And he shoots somebody in the face without warning. And, of course, he explains to Adebayo that he has X-ray vision. I gotta say, this is, man, they're spot on with these action scenes, man. Even though we're not really seeing, the ridiculous Starro alien stuff that we got, and it's kind of some plot, the big control, with the big Starro fish on their faces. We're still seeing some type of alien invasion or some type of creature being taken over. And they do a really good job of showing the action, the people just getting their heads blown off or shot in the chest. I really love that they bring back the detectives back into this episode, who have no clue what's going on. It's nobody wants to say, hey, government conspiracy. The government can just do what they want. They want to frame somebody for murder they didn't commit. They can just do it. Detective Song and her partner are still investigating this. And of course, as we know in the last episode, that Peacemaker's father, Chris's father, is not trying to go down. He ain't no rat, but he gonna rat. You know what I mean? If it gets him out of jail. So he pretty much tells Detective Song, look, check the fingerprints. It's not mine. So check those fingerprints. So they go and finally check the fingerprints, and she says it doesn't match up. Of course, that's not what the system says. So now they're trying to figure out what is gonna, why they're using, or why was he framed? Pretty much whether they can all agree that his father's a piece of shit, and he is the white dragon, and he's black people. So, but and he deserves to be in jail. But they don't want to put the wrong man in jail because they're cops. They're doing their job. So they figure that out, and of course, Mern, who brings his boy in this episode, which they really don't get too much detail about that, and I'm also not sure if he's a butterfly or not. After they just explained that in the last episode, if he's a freaking butterfly or not. But he comes in and takes over as police commissioner or whatever, and pretty much try to throws her off the case. Like, look, it's done. It's over. We're keeping his dad in jail. This is who it's going to be. And they ain't falling for that. So of course, in typical cop fashion, they got to go above and beyond their job, and they can't just leave it alone. They got to go check it out, see what's going on, right? So this ends with Detective Song, going to her uncle's house. And she, explaining like, hey, peacekeeper, yada yada yada, and her uncle just happens to be a judge who she's trying to get a police warrant for, to go and check the place. This also deals with the episode. Also, you see that Adebayo is still on this mission that we still don't know what it is yet, but she's trying to get the diary from Peacemaker. They don't really. I'm not really sure why they're talking about that, or if maybe I missed it. But I wonder if this has anything to do with him possibly recording what happened on the last mission, or some type of incriminating evidence about Task Force X or Amanda Waller. Who knows? Maybe it's got to be something in there that he has that she would even put Adebayo, her daughter, on this mission to begin with. And you can clearly tell that she's completely uncomfortable. This is not the life that she wants to get into. She's not trained for this. Like, she is nothing like her mom, if that is her mom. And bringing her girl into it and her dog on this mission. Clearly, like I said, she's clearly not trained to be on this Black Ops mission and bring her family. I gotta say, one of the most ridiculous things this episode is, like I said, they fighting. You might as well, it's like they almost feel like zombies to me. But like the butterflies are all attacking everybody. And out of nowhere, a freaking bear, which is being apparently controlled by a butterfly, comes out of nowhere and is fighting the team, right? What somehow, no, I'm sorry, a gorilla comes out of nowhere and is fighting the team. So everybody's fighting the Smokey. The gorilla's just throwing everybody around. Everybody's getting destroyed. You know what I mean? Like, and here comes John with the chainsaw, the exact chainsaw that Vigilante was just talking about how he wanted to take on the mission, but they wouldn't let him take it. So he feels like that John tried to one-up him, and because he brought the chainsaw, he got the final kill on him, right? Completely ridiculous. The animation looks great, man. Warner Brothers, you are doing an amazing job. Keep doing it. Like, what you are killing it in this department. I freaking love watching this show every week. Please keep doing this with these side characters. Keep giving us more of this. Just give us more of this. You know what I mean? Give us please. I already want a season 2 of Peacemaker. However you got to do it. Bring in Suicide Squad. However you got to do this. I want some cameos. I want a little bit of everything, right? And like I said, they fight a gorilla. They come in, they kill the gorilla with a chainsaw, and they also go back and show the two people who fingered his dad as the guy who did it, and then they go back and change their testimony because the husband is a simp, and he's really weak-willed, and he immediately goes back on what they were saying in his testimony, which I'm pretty sure was perjury, right? Like, you can go to jail with that. Anyway, they go back and they pretty much admit that it was Peacekeeper that was on the scene that tied him up, but he was a nice guy, so it was okay. And then last but not least, we end this on Adebayo putting on Peacekeeper's helmet at the end of this episode and X-ray visioning it up, and just so happens to look at Mern and finds out that he's a freaking butterfly, which we already know, but now she knows. And it ends on him chasing her down, and she falls down. Gunn falls out, whatever, and we're gonna find out what happens to our next episode. Maybe she gets taken over by a butterfly. That's kind of like the only way. I don't think they're gonna kill her, because I feel like if they kill her, then Amanda Waller's gonna be on his back. And that's something they want to do. So either gonna talk her over and get her on her side, or they're gonna figure out some way to control her with another butterfly, probably. But like I said, this is definitely appointment TV, man. If you're not watching this, it's the best thing that you can watch on HBO Max right now. HBO Max, best kept secret out here. Not really best service that you can get right there. Everything's on there, including one of the greatest shows right now. So, like I said, you should be watching Peacekeeper. This was episode 5, Monkey Dory. I know this is right on the nose. Like they did. I don't know if I think I'm pretty sure it's intentional that they're naming these episodes like the mission briefings, and it's like specific to what's in the episode. And I can't believe I'm just figuring it out right now. But yeah, it's whatever the episode is, like it's specific to what's in the episode. And talked about the gorilla with a chainsaw, and like I said, the whole scene with them fighting the butterflies in the warehouse. But like I said, this has been episode 5, Monkey Dory of Peacekeeper. It's Terrell. Damien will hopefully be here next week, and we will be giving you another 2-man duo of the next episode. And on that note, I will see you guys later. Peace.